The Premier League matches of the week. So to recap, last week I correctly diagnosed the match in the Big Six that would be the most likelihood of drop points. I thought Chelsea was the most in danger of dropping points against Crystal Palace, and that's exactly what happened. And Arsenal did beat Man United in the Premier League match of the week last week. This week, I believe Arsenal and Liverpool are going to win against Leeds and Newcastle United. Ultimately, what I am looking at is the Queen's death at 96 years of age, and let's say the winner of Liverpool Arsenal could have 9 points, and then the loser would have 6 points. So that's the hot theory of the hour for the Liverpool Arsenal match at Anfield. So Newcastle, no Isak. They're disjointed. Liverpool are going to beat Newcastle. It's going to be a rough season for Newcastle. So I think, Liverpool, if they score first, they would have 5 goals and 2 allowed. And in Gematria, it's Liverpool. That's Gematria 52. So they should be able to score first. Keep in mind that Arsenal are the team that is represented by the Queen in her death. So if Liverpool do get to 6 goals and 2 allowed at any moment in that match, that's kind of how you explain that for their figures against Newcastle. When you look at Newcastle, it's one match. For Newcastle, basically how I look at it, 1 point in 2 matches by losing against Arne Slot. So 1 point in 2 matches if you are Newcastle, with Alexander Isak looking to make a move away from St. James Park. If there's a match where the opponent is most likely to drop points, so Chelsea are going to beat West Ham. They lost 3-0 against newcomers Sunderland. So Chelsea are going to win on Friday. They're going to win for the first time this season in all competitions before a London derby against Fulham. They should get to plus 74 before yet another London derby against Fulham the very next week. 3 consecutive London derbies: Crystal Palace, West Ham, and now Fulham the very next week. So Chelsea should be able to beat West Ham, I think. So Chelsea are going to bag the 3 points for the first time this season. So when we look at Man City and Tottenham, I think Wolves are terrible, regardless of who plays Wolves. I think they're getting relegated, and so how good really is Man City? We're gonna find out against Tottenham, because Wolves, they are terrible. They're gonna concede lots of goals against many other teams. It's not just Man City. So if Tottenham, if they score and it's 1-1 the score at any point in the game, then 5 goals and 1 allowed is what would happen against the Hotspur. And if it's 6 goals and 1 allowed for Man City, it's Erling Haaland. That's Gematria 61. So if he does score against Tottenham, that is what would happen there. I think he scored. Reinders scored, he did. But another thing to consider is that Man City still don't have Rodri. How does Reinders handle a bigger match against the Big Six? So I think this is going to be a very close game. Well, in Gematria, Spurs is 21. Spur by itself is 20. So 2 wins, 0 losses. Spur is 20. City is Gematria 21. So I think City are going to have 5 goals and one allowed at any moment in the match. They play Brighton after playing Tottenham. So Brighton FC is also Gematria 51. So they should have 5 goals and one allowed. Basically, when the score is 1-1 between Man City and Tottenham, I'll give the edge to City because it is a new coach. But Tottenham were competitive against the PSG in the Super Cup, so I believe that is going to be a close game. But if there's any match where we could see drop points from the Big Six, it would have to be Tottenham. City have a hard problem against Tottenham historically. Now, the thing that one must consider is the fact that they're coming off of the match against Wolves, and Wolves is Gematria 24. So what if 2 matches in, City have 4 points? You never know. So that match, I think, is going to be very interesting. I think City will score first. Tottenham, 3 goals, 1 allowed. It would be Gematria of Man City. Wolves is Gematria of 30. Tottenham enter the game coming off of a 3-1 win. Man City's Gematria 31. Man City is also Gematria of 41. So when the score is 1-1, Tottenham going to have 4 goals and 1 allowed. It's also Holland, that's Gematria 41. So notice how Holland is 40, and Man City won 40-0 in the first week against Wolverhampton. So that Tottenham game, that one could be rather tricky. And Aston Villa, they're a good team. They should beat Brentford, I think. Aston Villa are a very formidable side with Unai Emery. It makes the Premier League interesting when Villa is competing for top spots. So I'm going to go in Aston Villa victory over Brentford. Who knows if Brentford are going to be in the relegation zone or not. Bournemouth, rigged match. They play Wolves. 2 goals, 4 allowed. The Liverpool match was rigged. Wolves is 24. They're at 2 goals scored and 4 allowed for the season. It is the Reds. That's Gematria 34. They're coming off the game against Liverpool, so I think Bournemouth are going to score first. And I believe Bournemouth, if they almost came back to get a result at Anfield, I think it's reasonable to expect Bournemouth to defeat Wolves. Now, Man United against Fulham. Fulham with a late equalizer in the game. If it's 2-0 Man U, Fulham would have 1 goal and 3 allowed for the season. Man U's Gematria 13. Let's take a closer look at Man United. 22 shots on goal against Arsenal. And Man United play Burnley the following match. Two matches in 3 points, kind of like 23. They failed to make it to the Champions League for the 23rd time, but their first win of the season, 2 matches in, 3 points. And then their third match, they're entering at 4 points against Burnley when it's 0-0 when the match kicks off. So if Man United have 2 matches and 3 points, then when it's 0-0 against Burnley, they would have 3 matches, a match in progress with 4 points at the given moment. So is Man United gonna get a win against Fulham? It won't be easy by any means, but I reckon if they are that good, if they play that good, they had 22 shots against Arsenal, then why can't they defeat Fulham? That's a great question. And plus, their fan base is at London too, Man United, so maybe the little home support there, they'll beat Fulham. We'll find out. Jimenez, Iwobi, a few other good players on Fulham, but let's see how good Man United really are compared to last season. Are there any surprises? The home opener for Arsenal, they got to get the win. Could Liverpool slip at St. James Park? I can't see it, honestly. I can't see it happening. So ultimately, it kind of looks like we're gonna have a 666 ritual. If let's say if Man City win, then in Forest they fail to win, and they next game, then Crystal Palace are good. I think Crystal Palace probably should win that game. Crystal Palace kind of got screwed with the disallowed goals, so maybe they will get some payback in their home opener against Nottingham Forest. Set up a good game against Villa. The revenge match of the FA Cup semifinals. So this is my synopsis for the Premier League matches of the league, week 2.